だいぶ熟成されてるんで、かに速くてかつ楽な車にはなってるんです。ドライブしてもらえるとすごく気に入ってもらえる人だと思います。
The idle was hanging too much for me. Like, we're gonna take a pause in a second because I want to put the Badlands on this thing. There's not much hookup with these things, although it's kind of fun with these Proline Fugitive race tires. I think they're made for clay, but they're not gripping, so. This furnace rips. It's just, it's not, compared to the Reds, I don't know, like I said, this thing still is not broken in yet, but the Reds isn't either. They've got about the same amount of fuel through them. Oh. See, you don't even really have to touch the trigger. That's what I love about Technos, Buggy and Truggy. As far as the NT, or NB and the NT, the 48.3 series. Like I said, this is the second version of the Buggies. And it's, man, I don't think they have a bad Buggy. Out of even the older one, I don't know, because I don't have it. And I've never ran the 48.4. And I know Woogie has the 48.4. I definitely might get a 2.0. You don't have to tap the brake. And it's, I think I pretty much, besides the shock oil. I've got stock setup on this thing, so, and it just flies, and you don't even have to touch anything. It just naturally just balanced. Yeah, I'm just not getting any hookup with these tires. I'm going to jump it one more time with these, and we're going to go put the Badlands on. What up, Nitro Nation? Muggy Maniac is back again with another psycho-social video. I love that song, man. Let me tell you, I like heavy music, but I wasn't a real Slipknot fan because, you know, how many times have people put on masks, you know, back to Motley Crue, Kiss, you know, back in the days. But anyway, until I really started listening to them, because I don't like the type of music that has too much of the, oh, you know, where you can't hear the words. And, you know, Slipknot is, they're pretty hardcore. Crazy bunch of guys. And by the way, I forgot his name, but they just recently, not too long ago, they changed drummers. Well, because, you know, I think the original drummer passed away. But anyway, the songs like this song, Psychosocial, where I can actually hear the words, I like it. But anyway, enough of my musicology. This video is there's a few things I wanted to cover. One thing I wanted to cover is, obviously you've seen the beginning. I know how to tune. Am I the best tuner? No, I don't claim to be, but it's funny how, you know, over, I don't know how long a period of time, people want to say that I don't know how to tune. You know, my theory is, you're only as good as your last video. You're only as good as your last tune. That video clippage you seen, that was the last time I ran the Techno. It had the modded RCR modded Virtus in it, which, by the way, we pulled out. So, but anyway, I have the P5, which we're going to run into next, the modified, RCR modded P5. But anyway, we're going to touch on a few things. I did a series, I don't really want to call them series because I don't like to do series because sometimes they're too long, too boring. I think, you know, there's people that do make series videos that are great. Shout out to the Woogster, just put out a great, quick videos, quick to the point. KISS principle, KISS, keep it short and simple, keep it short and stupid, okay? It's an acronym that's been around forever. I've been guilty of, you know, dragging out things. By the way, this will be another hour video. We do have a running video coming up, although it's been raining in SoCal for the last couple days. It was clear today, still cold, really wet because it rained pretty hard. We've probably got a foot or so of snow in the mountains now. Unlike some of you guys back east that get snow where you live, and SoCal, we get it in the mountains. We have gotten snow in certain places. It's come down pretty low, but not very often. But anyway, yeah, that video that you guys just seen, my tune was perfect. If you notice, when I ran it, and I ripped it, and I jumped it or sent it a few times, idle comes down the way it should. Sometimes your idle will come down immediately. Sometimes it takes a few seconds. Main important thing is how does it run? Like I said, as long as you pull the trigger, full trigger, and when you pull it, it doesn't hesitate, because if it does, that means your low end needle is too lean. So you might want to richen it up a little bit on the low end. If it does that, 5 or 10 minutes counterclockwise. And then when you pull the trigger full throttle and scream it, and if it bogs, if it has a cutout, a little bit of a high-end bog, that means that your high-end needle is a little bit too lean. Again, richen it 5 or 10 minutes. Okay. Also on the high-end, well, we'll go back to the low-end needle. On the low-end needle, if you, not only the hesitation means that it's too lean, but if it's too rich, it's obviously gonna blow too much smoke through the mid, on the bottom end for a few seconds or whatever. You don't want it to continue to blow smoke. Just a little puff of smoke, and it should be gone. Get on it. And on the high end, if it does the Chewbacca after you let off on it, and keeps running on, then obviously it's too lean on the bottom end as well. So, I mean, tuning isn't hard. I don't even do any, I've done them, I think, in the past. I don't get into the tuning videos because there's just like break-in videos anymore. There are way better break-in videos than anybody out there has done, including me. Adam Drake does a great break-in video. I know the best of the best of the best, you know, and credit due where credit due. If I could say anything about Mr. Zah doing one thing the better than anybody, okay, and not that he doesn't do other things great, but the one thing that I could say, if somebody mentions Mr. Zah's name, the first thing that comes to mind is hands down, best 8-scale nitro break-in guy that there is. Maybe even 5th scale, but definitely 8th scale. He's done way more engines than anybody that I know, so he makes great break-in videos. So I don't need to give you another one. There isn't anybody out there. Everybody does them. And there's not, like Adam Drake even said one time, there's not a better way, one better way of break-ins. Just like, well, there's not one better way of break-ins because there's so many different ways. But there is wrong and right. Okay, and I believe that Mr. Zah does the best 8-scale. So if anybody asks me about break-ins, I tell them go watch his videos. If anybody asks me about tuning videos, up until Cody King, I think, and Paul King. By the way, Cody King is a former world champion, 8-scale nitro off-road. Him and his dad do a video. You can go look it up. One of the best break-in video, tuning videos. And there's another one, unfortunately it's in Spanish, that JQ pointed out before he did his by, I think it's Robert Battier. It's in Spanish, but it was probably one of the best. I didn't even know that one existed. And I checked it out, and besides being in Spanish, that tuning video is on point. So, if other people want to get want to put their own 2 cents on tuning, that's great. But me, I'd rather just refer you to somebody that's better than me or anybody I've seen. And if you don't know who JQ is, it's real easy. Type in JQ tuning, or just type in tuning and everybody comes up. But the best video out, hands down, and I get tons of people that ask me all the time about tuning videos, okay, I tell them go watch JQ now. JQ has the best tuning video both for newbies and beginners, and what I like about JQ is his video is great for people advanced, racers, bashers, doesn't matter. So, for me to do another tuning video, or for other people to put out tuning videos after JQ's put that video out, is pretty retarded to me. But, you know, people want to toot their own horns, and they got nothing better to do, and they're just bored and hard up for anything to happen on their channel. Okay, so the first thing that I wanted to touch on before I get into showing you how you can build a 8-scale race truggy, because I did the buggy ones, but I never did the truggy. How you could build an 8-scale truggy, okay, bashing or for racing, because any one of my truggies, okay, I can do both. All I would have to do is change the setup as far as the diffs, the shocks, and a few other things, and I could race these, and I would be competitive. This Mugen MBX7 RT truggy would be highly competitive. No problem there. So would this thing. Okay, the Techno truggy. Okay, but to build one of these brand new, just to get a roller, if you guys know or don't know, it's 700 and some change. Okay, we'll just say, for argument's sake, 750 bucks, and you can get a brand new, well, you can't get these anymore, but when the new one comes out, I guarantee you, okay, a brand new truggy, Mugen, Techno, or another top one I would have to say would be probably the hot bodies, because if you look in racing, and I also want to differentiate between racing and bashing on a few things, especially when you're building a truggy. There's a lot different things. Okay, this thing has a lot of things that you probably won't ever use or need, although they wouldn't hurt in racing on the Mugen, and the same with the Techno. Okay, but anyway, we'll get into that hot and heavy in a second, because that's what this video is about. How you can build a race truggy, okay, race kit truggy for bashing or for racing for around 700 bucks. And that's cheap, because remember, these rollers, okay, will run you probably about, like I said, 750 bucks brand new. Buggy, I've already done it. You can build, I already taught you or showed you guys how to build a race buggy, okay, for around 500 bucks. Truggies are obviously going to be a little bit more expensive. Tires are going to be a little bit more money. Obviously, the bulk of the money is going to be in a few different areas, but we'll get into that. So, YouTube. So, I've been getting a lot of questions also. People ask me, hey, Muggy, how come you don't have like 1,000 subscribers? Because there's a lot of people that are coming up on 1,000 subscribers. But I never, and I always will say this, I never started this channel because I wanted to make anything off it. I do this channel for the pure love and the pure passion for the hobby. Okay? Nothing else. Okay? Some people will start out that way, but then eventually a lot of things get to their head. They get a few, 100 subscribers, a few thousand subscribers, and they all of a sudden forgot where they came from. I do this because, if you look at my, especially recently, I haven't been doing videos maybe once a week. I don't need to do them all the time. I don't have time to do them all the time. I work full-time, unlike a lot of people. But if you're retired and you don't have anything better to do, by all means, knock yourself off in every angle, shape, or form you can on YouTube. If you want to make some money off it, yeah. But there's a lot better, easier ways to make money off YouTube. A lot of people do it because they're clout chasers, and a lot of people do it because it's a pissing contest. They want to say, it's me, all about me. Especially when I think, one thing that I got to say, I got to weigh on this is real retarded, when people get shirts made with their names on it. That is a joke. That is a total, excuse my language, by the way, this is Radar, total fucking joke. Put your name on a shirt. That is funny. That's just screaming of me. Attention. Inferior complexes. It's the way people were raised. I wasn't raised that way. My parents raised me right. Respectful. Integrity is a thing that's very hard to come by. You guys know what integrity means? If not, Google it. But I'll educate you. Integrity is what you do when you're all alone and all by yourself that separates you from the next guy. It has to do partly with honesty. And I've always kept my channels 100% real. I tell you like it is. And I don't hold any punches and I don't blow any smoke. And that's the reason why a lot of people don't like me. Because I'm too forward. I'm brutally honest. And I'm not here to spare anybody's feelings. I'll always tell you guys, if the shoe fits, wear it. If it doesn't apply, then let it fly. If it doesn't apply to you, then you shouldn't be getting butthurt and taking it personal. The people that get butthurt and all those thumbs downs out there and all the people that don't like me, it's because they take everything I say personal. Because they think I talk down on people. I don't talk down on nobody. Okay? I'm as humble as they come. Okay, that's why I don't care about subscribers. That's why I don't care about thumbs up, thumbs down. I don't care about any of that. The only thing that I really look at, and this is what I'm going to touch on, is views. If you don't know, I will educate you right now. You can go look it up. Okay, and again, people ask me, why aren't you big on YouTube? If I was really nice, and if I was running a G channel, and if I was just sugarcoating everything and blowing smoke up people's ass and not giving you my honest opinion, not being brutally honest and telling you that Traxxas sucks and it's one of the biggest black eyes in this hobby, and telling you the same thing about Horizon and all the companies that own Horizon, because remember, it takes two to tango. All those companies that own Horizon didn't put a gun to their head and didn't twist their arm and say, hey, you know what? We're buying you whether you like it or not. Those companies basically bent over, grabbed their ankles and said, here, Horizon, stick it in my ass. Okay? And now that's why those companies suck. TLR. Dynamite. Arma. Spectrum. Proline now. Duratrax. Horizon owns all of those companies and has their balls. So those companies do what Horizon says. And that's why those companies suck now. Okay? And a lot of people don't like when I say that. That's honest. I'm being honest. Horizon does not care about those companies. TLR will never be a dynasty, never be a top winning team ever again. Because Horizon isn't concerned about that. Why do you think Proline, a lot of people left Proline? FYI, Adam Drake, if you guys know or don't already know, go look it up. Adam Drake and Rhonda have left Proline. They will no longer be supporting Proline or their products, which means bodies, which means tires, which means a lot of stuff that Adam and Rhonda use for Proline. I asked Lefty, okay, which he's on my messenger, aka Keenan White, which is JQ's right-hand guy, and he said it was because of money and sponsorship. Horizon does not want to pay, and they're cutting back. So that's why I knew when they bought Proline, it was all going to be downhill. Forget about 1178 Badlands. That's a thing of the past. Those ain't never going to ever come back. You go look around on eBay right now, there is tons and tons of people dumping their Prolines. When they heard word of Adam and Rhonda, especially because of who they are, they're like, oh, what? Adam and Rhonda can run Proline? Oh, hell no. But it's not just them. There's also word Keenan was, and don't quote me on this, but he was saying that Ty Tessman was testing in Florida and Ohio on different tracks, not Proline tires. Keenan seems to think that I think it's Hot Racing, I guess they make tires, that's where Adam and Rhonda will be going. I said J Concept, but he says J Concept doesn't need their money, their tires are expensive. J Concept has a bunch of sponsors, Mayfield being a bunch of guys that sponsor them, or they sponsor a bunch of guys, I should say. Mayfield is one of their biggest. Mayfield's been running J Concepts forever. That's why, not because of him, but I love J Concept's bodies. J Concept bodies are my favorite. Proline bodies are great, but who knows? You probably won't be able to get Proline bodies, a lot of them anymore. Depending on what Horizon does. But anyway, to get back to what we're talking about, YouTube the most important thing, if you have a YouTube channel, and the most important thing to YouTube is view duration. You know what that is? That means how long people watch your videos. Number 2 is views. That's how you get paid. There's people that have millions of subscribers that have very little views, you know, that don't make a lot of money on YouTube. And there's people that have a few 100,000 subscribers, like Mr. Za, but get lots of views that make good money. Okay, so if you think that, you know, because I hear people toot their horns all the time, you know, and again, you know, I got a few close Nitro brothers that have, you know, thousands of subscribers. But just because you have a ton of subscribers doesn't mean nothing if you don't have the views. I don't know what people don't understand about that. Let's take, for instance, there's a lot of guys that are at 1,000 in 8-scale Nitro. Okay? And I've even told Woogie this many times. If you have 1,000, 1,500, 2,000 subscribers, and on your best day, you can't get 400 views, guess what? Newsflash, just in, you get paid dick. You make money, but you're getting paid crumbs. Okay? Again, number one priority, or number one thing, and as a YouTubist, if you have a YouTube channel, YouTube, the biggest thing that concerns them is not your subscriptions. It's how long people are watching your videos and how many views you get. So take that to heart. Take it for what it is. Like I said, I'll always shoot from the hip. If you're a guy or somebody that had, he has no problem with this. I told Woogie plenty of times. If you're not getting a lot of views on your videos, like if you have over 1,000 subscribers and you can't on your best day get more than 400 views, you know what that means? And the guys that are getting 300 views, okay, that's 30% of 1,000. 300 of 1,000 is obviously 30%. You need to look at what your content is, what you're running your videos on, your headlines. There's a lot of different things. Some people, I even read a thing on YouTube that you can sub for sub, which means you tell people, you sub to me, I'll sub to you, blah, blah, blah. You earn a certain amount of points and you can buy subscribers. Yeah. So people that, a lot of people don't know this, but people that have enough brains in their head and know that 2 and 2 is 4, why a person has a lot of subscribers but gets very few views is because he's buying or he's bought his subs. Come on, how does a person get 200 subs, 300 subs in a month? Not possible. Now, am I saying there's people that are buying subs? Could be. I don't have any proof of it. And I'm not the mediator of it either. I'm just telling you guys so you guys know. Because I get a lot of people that ask me, how come I don't have a lot of subscribers? And you guys, most of you guys know, it's because I don't give a fuck. If I gave a fuck, I would be all doing the fancy videos and the crazy. I do the little crazy things that I do, the little music things. I'm just starting to do a little bit of another next level in videos. But I'm not concerned about that. Other people get on my case all the time. Come on, I mean, Elite RC. Shout out to him, by the way, my brother, Elite. Very close brother of mine in this hobby. He always harps on me all the time. You got to do this to your video. Go look at his videos. Elite's videos are pretty tight. I give him that. But I'm not going to do... that's not what I'm doing it for. I don't care about all the glitz and glamour. I'm doing it to bring you... to share my true passion and excitement for 8-scale Nitro. Like again, I'll say this, and I'll keep repeating this, will never be a E-word on my channel. Ever. Ever, ever, ever. Okay, I won't hold anything back. I'll just tell you guys how it is. And if people, does that mean that people that do E-words and do drones and do monster trucks and pull starts and rotor starts are beneath me? No. If For me, that's just going backwards. I'm in this hobby to advance it. Why do you think I'm into all the modified engines? Okay, this hobby is about pushing it to the next level for me, or pushing the envelope. Otherwise, it's just going to stay stagnant. There's enough videos of people breaking in, people tuning, people showing you how to set up your shocks, people showing you how to do your diffs. Even that diff video I did. You know what I'm saying? That, for me, was a lot to do. And I got like 400 something views on it. I didn't even expect that, because a lot of times people don't really care to watch wrenching videos, because they're boring. I don't think I did ever built a platform on video. I was going to do my 5B, but it's just boring to watch stuff like that. I still might do one, but it's boring to me. So I want to bring you something that excites me. If it excites me, then I can share that excitement and that passion to you. I don't just do videos just to do a video for the sake of so somebody can watch something. A lot of my videos are an hour long because a lot of people like a video that you can wrench to. Those of you that have over 1,000 subscribers and the commercials are popping out, that's the only thing I really don't care. Sure, I would love 1,000 subscriptions, but that's not what that's not my main objective. My main objective is to share with you the different levels of what I'm doing. Will I go on a racetrack one of the days? Who knows? We've got COVID-19 Part 2 out here. Everything in California and other states are starting to feel it, are closing down again. Okay, so I don't want to get into that whole COVID thing. This 2020, everybody knows, has been a shit show. Okay, God willing, 2021 will be a lot better. Okay, I got a lot more modded engines coming as of now. Like I told you guys, and I'll tell you again and again, this is the king of my 21s. Okay, I challenge anybody on camera, put a 21 in your buggy, okay, race kit or truggy, I don't care what you put it in, and get it to do what this one did. Pull wheelies and rip off high notes like I've never seen. Like, and I'm not just bragging, but in a sense I am. This engine is nasty, and you guys have, I've got proof. It's on video. Go watch the video. I've never had a 21, modded 21, or any 21, pull wheelies in a race kit buggy and hit the high notes and scream like this thing does. So until then, this is the baddest engine. Where does this one rank? The Virtus, modded Virtus? Well, like I told you, that one is okay, but it's not even second. Second is this one, and we're going to run it again. This thing right here, bring it down. The P5, modified, RCR, yeah, this thing is nasty. They're nasty stock, but modified, not even the same level. This is a whole nother level. What I mean, when you go from stock to getting a modded engine, again, on dyno, under load, on paper, all RCR 21s are a 33,000 RPM increase. For those of you that don't know what that means, that's anywhere from 20 to 25% increase in power. So if you don't think, again, $100 for a modified engine to give you another 3,000 RPMs and be economical with fuel, you're a retard. You don't even know what you're talking about. You need to experience it, and I highly recommend it. Now, as far as something like this, on a 28, or maybe even on like this P3, which we're going to run soon, and the LRP32, which are both RCR modded, that's a solid 4,000 RPM increase. And if you don't think that this engine, a 32 LRP, or a Pico 28 with another 4,000 RPMs isn't worth $100, again, you're retarded. You don't get it. Okay? And it's okay. You don't have to get it, because other people will. But anyway, so yeah, about the videos, that's real. Go look it up. Don't just take my word. Okay? Number one to YouTube is duration of how long people watch your videos. Number two is views. Again, if you're a guy or somebody that has over 1,000 subscribers, 2,000, 3,000 subscribers, but we'll just say 1,000 because that's like the mark that everybody wants to hit. The only guy that I know that's gonna make some money and do very well because he has already proven that he can get the views, and he always has, is Nitro Mike. Shout out to Nitro Mike, my brother from another mother. He's going to be coming up on 1,000 soon. He earned it. And that guy gets the views. Go look at his videos. So for you guys out there that don't get the views, take a step back and see what you're doing wrong, and hopefully you can change that. A lot of times the main thing they're doing wrong is just what they're doing videos about. You can tell what people want to watch and what they don't want to watch. Just do your homework. So if you're a guy that has 1,000 subscribers or more and you think you're all that and you're king shit on Turtle Island, go look at their views. If you're getting 600 views, if you're getting at least 500 views, you're going in the right direction. If you're not even breaking 500 views on your best day and you have 1,000 subs, you know what that means? And you can take this any way you want. You suck huge balls. Giant, huge elephant balls. You suck. Okay? And who am I to say that? Go look at my videos. I don't even have 700 subscribers. But my views, most of them match up. If you go do a overview of all my views, I get probably, on my worst, a 65% average. Sometimes 75 or 80. Sometimes more. Okay? At least I could say that. I might not have a lot of subscribers, but people watch me. For whatever. Even if it's just to entertain them for a minute. Or, you know, hear me rant. Then whatever. But I know they watch me. And even the thumbs down. I also looked up thumbs down, thumbs up to YouTube. There's no difference. That's what was crazy to me. If you go look it up. YouTube says thumbs up and thumbs down are the same. So if you get, like me, a lot of thumbs up, it's just as good as getting tons of thumbs. If you, like me, and get lots of thumbs down, I should say, thumbs up is the same. So basically, if you get 50 thumbs down and you get 50 thumbs up, it's no different in YouTube's eyes. It's counted as a view, and it's counted as, it's the same thing. So for all you people that think thumbs up and thumbs down, one's better, it's not any different. And you don't get paid anything off thumbs down. It's irrelevant. Like I said, the reason that you will get paid good money or make any money in YouTube is how long people watch your videos and how many views you get. Okay? Look at Kevin Talbart. Doesn't have he has a lot of subscribers, but compared to RC Sparks, RC Sparks blows him away. But Kevin Talbart gets way more views than RC Sparks. Okay, not that RC Sparks doesn't get views, but compared to Talbart's views are in the millions. Sometimes. RC Sparks, not. So, you look at the two guys, you already know why. Kevin Talbart does things that people like to watch. RC Sparks, not that he's boring. I like watching him, even though he does the E-word. But there is a big difference. So, don't think because you have a ton of subscribers that you're all that. You're not, unless your views are up there. If your views are not up there, you could have 100 thumbs up on every video. You could have 1,500 subscribers. But if you on your best day can't even get 500 views, you suck ass. You suck nuts. You suck huge rhino, you know what. So anyway, that was my little bit of rant. Was going to get into the, you know, just touching on what's going on in racing as far as Proline drivers are bailing out. Proline, which is owned by Horizon now. Horizon is making cutbacks and not paying anybody. So, and I knew that would happen. So, another company bites the dust. Then Horizon takes over. Welcome to the crowd of the other ones that they've ruined. So anyway, that sucks because I did like Proline. I like their bodies, and you know, I like other stuff products they made. Well, guess what? That stuff might not be around. So anyway, and the other thing that also I heard in the grapevine, just in, Ryan Cavallari, the GOAT, will be going to where? TLR? What? And credit due where credit's due. TLR made a great move. I get Horizon didn't have anything to do with it. But maybe this will help TLR. Maybe it won't. I'll tell you what, it'll light a fire under Dakota Fenn's ass, because now you got, like Lefty was saying, now you got Cavallari coming in saying, who are you? You know who I am? I'm the GOAT. Shut the fuck up and get out of the way. I'm here. This is my world. You're just living in it. So hopefully Cavalieri comes in with that mind and starts cracking heads and gets TLR where they should be. And I don't, I don't hate TLR. People think I hate TLR. I own, a lot of TLR products, and I own a 5B. Okay, although I wouldn't bought that 5B if it was through Horizon. I bought it because DDM had it. And I also wouldn't have bought it if I didn't think it is by far the baddest 8th scale vehicle made, in my opinion. Okay, because it's just like an 8th scale buggy, rips like, or flies like an 8th scale buggy, handles like an 8th scale buggy, but it's 5th scale. That's why I got the 5B. So anyway, that's good news for TLR. I'm happy for them because I think Cavalieri is great. That sucks for S-Works. Now it's going to be just Elliott Boots. But, oh well, maybe S-Works isn't going to be what they thought they might be. So that's another thing that's new. And Tebow and Mayfield, there you go. Mugen, Techno, on top of the world. So I can only talk about what I own. Okay, I like to think I own 3 of the best manufactured nitro vehicles made. Techno, Mugen, and Kyosho. I love my Techno. Don't get me wrong. This thing is sick. I mean, considering all the things that I did to it, you guys know it's upgraded with the MTC chassis. That was not cheap. I replaced the shock towers, are brand new. I've got the aluminum All Racing. It's by ALL Racing. Look it up. All Racing is the one that makes these. I don't know what Woogie's waiting for. He doesn't even have it on his Techno. His Techno is a newer version of this one, but mine has all the goodies, okay? Just so you know, okay? I don't know if he has this. I got the MTC Racing, or the MTC Racing aluminum rear chassis stiffener. I've got the aluminum, extra thick aluminum heat treated drive shafts, front and rear. I've got the top aluminum plate, Lunsford titanium turnbuckles, and this is the older one. But anyway, getting back to this. Now, if you want to build a Techno Truggy, I paid $300 for this as a roller. Although it didn't, what I'm going to mention to you doesn't include all my upgrades. Now, you can build one for $700, and I'm talking everything. Okay? So, first off, you're going to want to get a roller. Now, when you look for rollers online, okay, on eBay, keep in mind that eBay, sometimes people on eBay don't put up enough pictures. Ask for pictures. The main things that I look for is I look for the front. I'm looking for, is there corrosion? Okay? A lot of times where you're going to find the corrosion is you're going to find it right down here in the outer drives. You need to look. Look at the outer drives, okay? Front and rear. Also the center, if you can get pictures of it. The center outer drive. You guys can see that in there? Can you guys see that? Let me. Okay. Make sure there's no rust and corrosion. Okay? That's where people try to hide it. And that stuff isn't bad. It just means that you're going to have to do a lot of wire wheeling and dremeling. I look for the top of the shock caps, top of the shock towers. A lot of times, these are beat up on used whips. So look for good condition top shock towers and top of the shock caps. Because people flip them and they just destroy them. Okay, when I got these, they were in okay shape. But compared to my Mugens were mint. My Mugen shock towers and top of my shock caps were in better condition than the Techno. Obviously, they're worn a little bit now. I obviously replaced the Techno shock towers. These are brand new. But the other ones were worn. So again, you're looking... Let me bring this down. Hold on. Okay. Again, you are looking... Hold on a minute. Hold on 1 second, people. Okay, again, drive shafts. Look for the drive shafts to see how they're worn. Sometimes there'll be rust in them. Sometimes there won't be. Top of the shock towers. I also look at all the nuts and bolts. All the nuts and bolts. Okay, sometimes you'll find the nuts and bolts rusted. Just look for rust and corrosion. Now, you're not going to be able to see what's inside, and that's the tricky part. Okay, you're taking a gamble right off the bat because you don't know what's inside of their discs, and you can't see inside of the hinge pins. A lot of times when you pull these apart, you'll see it in there. And the one thing you have to do, and if you're not willing to do this, don't even bother. When you buy a used vehicle, it is a little bit harder for one reason. A new vehicle, you put together, it's brand new. A used vehicle, you have to tear it apart because chances are they haven't went through their discs recently. They could lie and say they did. Their shocks, a lot of times, their oil in there hasn't been changed or it's way too thin for you. Now, as far as bashing, definitely you're going to want to thicken your oils once you go through them. But you can get a roller, a Techno. I paid, especially now. I recommend that when a new vehicle comes out, that's when you get the prior vehicle. Okay, like you're seeing 4.0s, even though they're discontinued, you see a lot of them now because people got the X. So once they come out with this Techno Truggy, which will probably be, I'm thinking, because what Techno said is that in March next year, in March next year, the E-word will be coming out. Unfortunately, they're going to release the E-word Truggy before they release the Nitro Truggy. So we'll just say, for argument's sake, they said March, January, February, March, April. We'll say April, hopefully, and that's still a ways away. But once the new Techno Buggy comes out, Truggy comes out, okay, these NTs will be all over the place. Trust me. You're already seeing them now because people already got word that they're coming out with the new Techno Truggy soon. I probably might get one, although it's not going to even still be this. But because of all the geometric changes and all the gearing and all the things that they changed on the 2.0 Buggy, which was everything pretty much, I might still get one. And then maybe just use this one for bashing more and maybe save that one if I do start some racing next year. Because I do have plans to go to the track. I won't lie to you guys. And not just to prove people wrong, although that is one of my motivations because people talk trash. All I got to do, like I said in the past, is hit some ramps and jump 20-30 feet in the air, do a couple backflips, launching my stuff, race on the track a couple times, and then what? Nothing. That's what. I will be the shit. No, I'm just kidding. Somebody else told me that. Oh, Muggy, you would be the king of 8th scale Nitro if you just get on a track and race and launch your stuff, off a 2-story building. It's just, again, it's hard to take something like this that's $1,000 to $1,500 that you invested in, or even something like this, or something like this, and just fly it off a building. It's good for video and entertainment, but it's not good. It doesn't feel good to me. I don't like destroying my stuff. I spend too much money on this, and I get my shit used. So I'll get back to what we're talking to, because the Muggy is very random and can go on tangents. But so you can get an 8 scale Techno or a Mugen, $300. Those are the things you look for. Look for corrosion. Tell them you want pictures of all the drive shafts, drive cups. You want to see the top of the shock towers. You want to see the front of the vehicle. I always tell them, give me a picture of the front of the vehicle. Give me a picture of the top of the vehicle. Give me a picture of the drive shafts. And give me a picture of the rear of the vehicle. And most importantly, you want to look at the underneath, because I guarantee you they're not going to be carbon fiber wrapped. I'm one of the few, if not only handful, only couple guys that I know of that even do this. And I do this because I protect my chassis. Even JQ said, and he made a point, and he's a racer, he's not a basher. He said, if you're smart and you want your chassis to last, put skid plates on. And that's coming from a guy that races and designs his own whip. Okay, that's why I like JQ, because there's only two guys that I know of, and correct me if I'm wrong, that design, develop, and professionally race their own platforms. Yuichi Kanai for Kyosho, and JQ. Those are the only two. So that's why those guys are at a different level, because they not only design their stuff, but they also race their stuff. So, but anyway, $300 for the roller. Those are the things you look for. You want pictures of underneath, the rear, the front, the top. Check the shock towers, top of the shock caps. You're not always going to find them in good condition, but I'll continue to look. There's a lot of vehicles I passed up just because the whole tops were completely beat up. And that just tells me that somebody just was always upside down and just abused their shit. Okay? But those are the things that there's other things to look for, but those are the important things, especially the chassis. Okay, just look for the overall cleanliness. I mean, look at this thing. I ripped this. My vehicles have, like I said, each of one of my vehicles individually have anywhere from 15 to 20 gallons of fuel through them, and they look like this. I clean and take care of my stuff. I'm not playing around. Even my tires, look, they don't even make these anymore. I scrub my tires after every time I run them. These Badlands, I've got Badlands that, have got probably at least 10 gallons on them. Never touch the concrete, though. Well, I mean, walkways sometimes, but never hardly any concrete. And they don't make these anymore, unfortunately. And now the Horizon owns Proline, they ain't never getting these. You'll be lucky if they just don't discontinue all the Badlands, even on the Desperado crappy rims. But anyway, look for those things. Now, that's $300. The other bulk of your money is going to come from the engine. Most of you guys already have engines, so that shouldn't be an issue. But if you want to get a brand new engine, if you're starting and you want to build everything fresh, as long as you get a good condition used whip, that's $300. An LRP .32 Spec 4, I really recommend, but I don't recommend. And the reason I say that is because the carburetors on them that come with these are shit. So that means you got to try to find a Novarossi carburetor. Although I did tell you guys that Kyosho .25 Polestar engine with the carburetor on there, that carburetor will work on the LRP 32, and it does run way better than the stock. But even if you want to mod this thing, it's going to cost you a little bit. So because another $100 to mod it, plus the carburetor is going to be another what, $20 if you get the kosher one. You're not going to, good luck on finding the Novarossi. So these are almost really hard to do now. Now, you can take your chances on the X-Type carburetor. Some of them tune, some of them don't. If you keep it stock, you have a better chance of it running decent. Okay? And then you're going to need electronics. You can get decent servos. I recommend ProTech 100Ts. Okay, they're $50, and I haven't had an issue with them. Just don't get the S's, get the T's. So that's 200. So 200, 100, that's 300. So we're already at $500. You can get one of these, which I highly recommend. I've never had an issue with this radio. $30 to $40 FlySky FS GT3B. One of the best radios for the money. Okay, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles and goodies, but it's very reliable and it works very well. Okay, these are about $30 to $40. So we'll just say we'll say $40. So there you go. So now you have $300 for the roller, $200 for the engine, that's $500, $100 for the servos, that's $600. $640 would include the radio. okay, because the radio already comes with the receiver. Okay. What else are we missing? Battery, 1800 milliamp ProTech. You use whatever you want, but I recommend the ProTech. They're about 30 bucks. So for argument's sake, 40, 50, 60, 70. And we'll say some, not these, because I don't know where you're going to find them. The ones that I did recommend before, look them up, ZD Racing. They're like 40 bucks. You get 4 tires, similar to these. The rims that come on them are okay, but you can buy DE Racing ones for 20 bucks. Okay, so we'll say for the chassis, the roller, again, 300. Engine, 200, that's 500. $100 for the servos, 600. Okay, radio and battery, we'll say 700 bucks. There you go. Buy some nitro fuel, and you have, and that's just the bare minimum. Now, you can obviously, you don't need to spend 200 on an engine. You can find used ones, and you guys know how to do that. If not, you go watch my videos, what to look for, and there's other videos on used engines. If you don't have a lot of experience and know what you're looking for, I don't recommend buying used engines. That's a whole nother video maybe I'll do later on what to look for if you're going to buy a used engine. Because I've bought a few used engines, and as long as they've got less than a gallon through them, and as long as I can see that the pistons and the sleeves, because a lot of people will take them apart for you, and some people are even taking them apart for you now. My Vertice you guys seen for sale, you can see the picture. I've taken it completely apart, and you look at it and see how new it is. You can tell if there's carbon buildup or not. Okay, and how much fuel, if you know what you're looking for. But anyway, you don't have to spend 200 on an engine. You can skip on that. But basically, you can build a race Truggy, and I didn't even talk about the body. Now, the body's going to run you another $30 to $40 depending on what you do to it. So, but still, we'll just say $750. You got a badass next level race Truggy, okay, that you can either bash or you can race. It's up to you. Okay, obviously if you're going to race, there's a little bit more into it, and if you're going to bash, there's other things you're going to add to it. You know, and maybe I'll mention that in another video. I just don't want to do a whole series on this type of video. I'd rather just do an hour of me explaining how you can build a $1,500 race Truggy for the price it would cost you to buy one brand new as a roller. Remember, $750 to $800, a brand new Truggy roller comes with nothing. I'm showing you and telling you how to build a Techno or a Mugen. I can only speak from these two, for less than it would, for about the same price or less than it would cost you to buy a brand new kit. Now, if you have the money, go out and by all means knock yourself out. You know, the money that I saved on building this kit used, which is brand new now because even the chassis is replaced. You know, I've put more money into this, you know, and if I would have bought it brand new, you would have been talking closer to $2 grand. If I would have bought this Techno brand new or that Mugen brand new and all the stuff I got into it, you'd have been talking about $1,800. Maybe more. I'm talking rims, tires, engine, electronics, body, the whole deal. Okay? But, like I said, you can build a badass race Truggy for the price of a roller, one of these brand new. And again, if you want to go buy a brand new one, by all means, go ahead. It's going to be a lot more expensive, but if you can afford it, then disregard everything I said. This is only to help people out that don't have the budget to do that. You know? I mean, I've probably got minimum, without the engine, $1,000 into this thing, because I've got titanium turnbuckles, carbon fiber mud plates, aftermarket aluminum drive shafts, aluminum top brake steering servo plate, titanium, like I said, all over the place, chassis braces, the whole deal. Okay, so spur gear, lightened spur gear, that's another $45. Okay, you know, and that's not including the battery, electronics, and the engine. So yeah, I've got a lot more into this, but you can build this exact Truggy if you want to for less than $1 grand, you know, which would be the ultimate, because this thing is the ultimate. ultimate badass. Skid plates, those two, 20 bucks. Sumos, you can get the DE Racing ones, even cheaper. Okay, Mugen, I highly recommend if you're somebody that really likes to tinker, just because there's a lot more tuning options that it has, which is why I recommend it. So, yeah. But, and we did the buggy already, you know. You can build that techno buggy for about the price that it would cost you of a brand new roller. So, anyway, that's all I got. Hope that helps some people out if you guys are looking to build a badass 8-scale nitro truggy for bashing or racing. You can do it cheaper than $1,000. If you want to do the bare minimum, like I said, you're talking, you know, around 700 bucks. So, I love my techno, man. That's why I don't know if I buy another one, really, what's the reason for? Yes, it probably will have. The only things that would benefit, and like people asked me before, why did you sell it? I had an MBX 8 Mugen Truggy, but I sold it because this thing, I liked it a lot better. There's a few things that I didn't like, for bashing anyway, on the 8. If I was going to race a Mugen Truggy, it wouldn't be this one. I would buy back the one my cousin had, which he still has it, and he has the OS engine in it that he hasn't ran since I ran it, that is modded by RCR. The XR Max, that little badass .21 I had. So I might buy those back. If I buy that MBX, I would use that to race. And if I was going to buy another Techno Truggy, it would be for racing. Because I think this one is just full on setup for bashing. I mean, it's got all the bells and whistles. This thing is just sick. I love this Truggy. One of the most well-balanced Truggies made. And Truggy and Buggy, Tebow's got them #1 right now, so we'll see. Go Techno, go Mugen. I'm torn because I love both of them because I own them both, so I'm rooting for Tebow and I'm rooting for Mayfield. So anyway, that's all the Muggies got. A little ranting on the side, you know, just want to keep it real. You know, people that think that, oh yeah, you know, I'm passing all these people up, and I hear people saying, you know, oh, people were passing you up, and Muggy, how come, you know, all these guys are getting 1,000 subs and you're still a couple hundred off? You know what? All I care about is my views. And like I said, at least I can say people watch my stuff. I get the views. Okay, subs will come in time, and I know I'll be at 1,000 subs sometime next year, and I don't even really care. You know, $100, $200 a month, that's not going to make, that's going to make the difference between me running twice a month or 4 times a month as far as fuel. That's what $200 a month will pay for me, for my fuel. A lot of people say, oh, well, it's free money, so what? Yeah, but that's not what I do this. Again, I do this channel, and I do my videos to share my passion. My passion. And I feel that I am one of the most passionate 8-scale nitro guys on the planet. And that's why I keep all my shit real. I'm not blowing smoke up nobody's ass. If you want to go watch, you know, fluff channels, or if you want to get, you know, smoke blown up your ass, don't watch my channel. Go watch, there's plenty of channels for that. Yeah, and again, if you want the best person that I recommend for break-ins, go watch John Bodegel. That guy is the king of break-ins. If you want to go watch a video on break-in or tuning an engine, that's the best one out there, all you got to do is type in tuning, and JQ will come up. Go watch JQ. Right now, and there's other guys that, you know, whatever, want to, you know, have nothing better to do. And it's funny because some of these guys that are doing these videos, you know why they're doing the videos, you know, as well as I know why they're doing the videos. Because they're hard up for attention. They're hard up for views because their views suck. Go look at their views. Go look at these people that have thousands of subscribers, that have tons of subscribers and get very, very little views. Okay? It's because you know, they can tell you what they want. You look at the views. Don't believe what I say. Like I always say, I'm just some knucklehead with a camera phone or a 10-year-old GoPro that's making videos, keeping it real. I just showed you my last running video. My shit was was my tune was on point. So I don't know what people are talking about that I don't know how to tune. Maybe they need to take a look in the mirror. Remember, when you're pointing one finger, see this? Look at that. Oh, snaps. What is that? Yep, 3 fingers pointing back at you. I was always told that. Okay? Integrity is hard to find these days, especially in 8-scale nitro. And another thing hard to find is people keeping it real. Everybody wants to blow smoke up your ass and fluff you up and tell you that, you know, Traxxas is the best thing since sliced bread, and it's not. Traxxas is the worst thing to they don't even have 8 skills. They're the worst thing to RC, period. And I can say that because I ran them, and I raced them, and built them, and I still help people out with them. Okay, so I can talk shit about Traxxas. Traxxas is no bueno, okay? And Horizon is no bueno, and I already told you guys that, okay? As soon as they took over Proline, it's all over. So we'll have to see. I heard Hot Racing is where Rhonda Drake and Adam are going to be going as far as tires, but that's just hearsay. She said hearsay stuff, so I don't know. Don't quote me on any of that stuff. And another thing for the record, people that say that Reds are made by Reds are talking out their ass. I had a friend of mine, or a couple guys that are my subscribers that commented me about it. You know, because they know I owned a few Reds engines. And I said, no, Reds is not made by Red. Pico, the only true, I should say, top-notch manufacturers of nitro engines that are out there left are Pico and are OS. Is there others? Yes. But I'm talking top-notch. Pico and OS are it. Used to be Novorossi, but they're not around anymore, so it ain't them. And there's other companies, you know. And I asked a friend of mine also, because somebody told me, hey, I heard that Tritons are made by LM, one of my subscribers. And I said, who told you that? And they said, well, that's what I heard. And I said, okay, well, whatever you heard is completely wrong, because LM, go look it up, LM has been out of business for like 10 years. So Tritons aren't made by LM. Again, just people talking out their ass. You know, but hey, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. Like they always say, opinions are like assholes. They stink and everybody's got one. And including me. So anyway, that's all the Muggy's got. There's an hour of my time. There's an hour wrenching video for you. I'll catch you guys in the next video. Well, we will be ripping this. Well, actually, we're going to hold off on that one. I want to run the, I haven't ran the NT48.3. It's time to get this bad boy nice and filthy and dirty. Send it a few times. Do some screaming, high-speed, freaking 5-second full throttle pulls. You know, oh, one other thing. At least I run in a field where you can go, where you can pull your throttle wide open. Again, why would you spend $500 or $400 or even $200 on an engine and never go past half trigger is beyond me. Why would you waste your money? Okay, at least that's how I feel. And especially modded engines. I buy these engines to see what they scream at. I want all 40,000, 35, 30, whatever, 1,000 RPMs. I want it all out in the open, screaming its ass off. That's what these engines are made for. They're not made to go back and forth in your front yard. They're not made to do your little blips here and there. They're not made to do your little, 1-second pull. They're meant to rip. And that's what I do. That's why I like rolling in open fields. Because I can scream it. Top end. Full tilt. That's what I love about nitro. Okay? I didn't get into nitro to do no little pussyfooting around. I got into nitro so I can get some badass engines that scream their lungs off. So anyway, we will be running the LS3 again after I'm done with this P5 RCR that we're going to rip soon. Then we'll throw the L3 in there. But like I said, we're going to run the Spec 4 RCR modded 32. And we're going to run the, I don't know, I might run both Truggys at the same time, although I'm finding cleaning 2 vehicles, which I just ripped this one all the way down and cleaned it. Okay, and I just ripped this one all the way down and cleaned it. I enjoy it though, so it doesn't matter to me. It takes me 8 hours to fully tear something down and put it back together as far as my nitros. But anyway, again, you can build a badass race Truggy like a Mugen or a Techno for around $700, which is the price it would cost you for a brand new kit roller. Alright people, happy holidays. If I don't see you guys till then, BRAHHPPY New Year. Definitely will probably be more than likely ripping on New Year's. Like I said, it's been raining here. And hopefully it'll be clear for the next few days so the ground can dry up a little bit. If not, we will get a little bit muddy, and I'm not afraid to get muddy, so it doesn't bother me. Alright people, that's all the Muggy's got. I will catch you on the next one. Peace out.